So, just looking at this, I think most of you will see a pretty wholesome post. I think this is a very wholesome post. It's a son grieving his father. Dad, you bought me my first Xbox. If it wasn't for you, I would have never have fallen in love with the game. Next week, I get to compete in the race to master prestige for Black Ops 7. Brought you 2 controllers so you can play along from up there. And then there's a picture here. I don't know if he has, it looks like he recently passed away, given the state of this grave. That's just my guess. I don't know all the details. I don't know a lot about this guy other than this post, which I think is pretty wholesome. And honestly, a lot of people can probably relate to because sadly, everybody passes. We all lose our parents. So just kind of looking in on this, it looks like this guy and his father had a good relationship, probably played games together and bonded over games. And I say, fantastic. I think that's great. But then along comes the loving leftist, the liberal, who wants to jump in, get some clout off of this massive post. 1.7 million views, by the way. Even Xbox jumped in and put some hearts, which I think is nice. I like this post. I think it's a good post. Shows a son grieving his father, a positive relationship. I think it's pretty obvious they had a good relationship. But here comes the loving liberal. Former PlayStation creator, David Jaffe. This guy says a lot of wild shit all the time. All the time. And this was a pretty insensitive post. Now, he's trying to spin this dumbass post, which he's getting dragged for, by the way, as he should, because this is really bad. He posts, "This is an Xbox," mocking not only this post, but the Xbox strategy itself, which is, everything is an Xbox. I think that's stupid marketing. He's getting dragged for this. It's very insensitive. But, these people, they claim to be the moral authorities. These are the people that know best, the most empathetic of people out there. They just bleed empathy. It's all over the table. Everywhere they walk, they leave just trails of it. They're full of it, of love and empathy. Post, "This is an Xbox," mocking this dude's post. I think it's pretty shitty. And this guy goes after people all the time for, quote-unquote, being shitty. Well, sir, I think this is pretty shitty. And you're getting dragged for it. Now, if you don't really know who David Jaffe is, let me enlighten you. David Jaffe has created some great things, notably Twisted Metal and God of War. Can't take that away from him because those are 2 fantastic franchises. So for that, I tip my hat to you. But that doesn't excuse you from being a piece of shit, which is exactly what this is. Now, it's funny. He's getting dragged, and he's now the victim. He has now made himself the victim. When he posted what he should have posted right here. Like, this post would have been fine if you had just posted this on his timeline. And not all of it either. Maybe just have posted, "Sorry for your loss, Monsters Return." It does get easier. So this part right here is great. Maybe just post that. You don't know anything about this guy, okay? And the last thing I would ever do to somebody I don't know, if I saw them grieving over a dead parent, I probably wouldn't go up to them and laugh in their face. "Oh, sorry, dude, I was just joking." "What? My bad, man. I'm trying to joke with you through loss." You don't know him. You're not a good personal close friend of his, which then it would kind of maybe be a little bit appropriate depending on the relationship. But you don't know this guy you don't know this guy at all. But you're going to go in here and make this joke? That's why you're getting dragged. You're supposed to be a sensitive leftist liberal. But, we all know from extensive coverage that they're all fake pieces of shit. None of them practice what they preach. All of them are pretty violent, unhinged, crazy. So, oh, shut up, you effing man babies. My parents are dead as well. It sucks. And when they died, my dad died on Halloween. You can bet we laughed about it. We tried to accept and grieve and mourn, and at the same time, we didn't become a bunch of overly serious assholes. Why are you justifying how people grieve? People are allowed to grieve how they want to grieve. So you found some laughs with your family to get through it. That's great. Maybe he's doing it differently. It's not on you to tell him what he should and shouldn't do, which is kind of feels like you're trying to do here. And now you're the victim. Now he's the victim of this situation. And boy, oh boy, is he getting roasted. These comments are all dragging this man into the ground. Everyone disliked that. So you've decided to post this. Here's why you shouldn't have. Why don't you Game Pass away already? This is tacky and disrespectful. Just smile politely, y'all. We're witnessing mental illness. Delete this. As someone who has also lost his dad, this wasn't good, dude. Also, it doesn't get better. You just learn to live with it. I haven't lost my parents. I don't want to imagine a world where I do. Don't think I would ever get over it, to be honest. I think this is actually kind of the correct post. You just learn to live with it. I have experienced loss, though. I haven't lost my parents. And yeah, it's true. You don't really get over it. You just learn to live with it because those people are never coming back. Ever. So some people seem to like very insensitive, but also quite classy. This is a PlayStation. No wonder everyone in your industry considers you a complete joke and that you got completely blacklisted. That's actually a good point. I've often wondered, why does David Jaffe go so hard in the paint for kind of leftist, liberal values and just kind of be a model leftist? And by that, I mean a POS. And I've had this theory for some time. I think he is blacklisted. I don't know much about how people feel about him, but if you create two big franchises that make constant money for a company and they're willing to let you go, something must have happened. Something must have happened. Now he's kind of, because I've always called these overly preachy liberals that used to kind of be in the mainstream system when they do shit like this. And not just, posting this picture. I'm not talking about the Xbox picture. I'm just talking about his behavior in general. When he acts like this, it makes me wonder if this is his job application. Okay, here's my virtuous channel. Here's me owning the chuds. Can I get back in? Can you possibly hire me? Because look, I share the same values as you. And if there's one thing we've learned about Hollywood and entertainment is as long as you share these values, you just move upward. How many times in Hollywood have you seen people crash and burn? In fact, how many times have we seen people crash and burn in the video game industry right now and actually move up? Move up to new franchises, new companies. We've seen it recently with some of the people that were attached to that piece of shit that Sony made, that Concord, remember that? Or Dragon Age, the Veilguard, Halo people. They all get promoted and absorbed into other places, and we sure as hell know it ain't their talent because all they do is make trash. So I always feel like when people do this, especially older people that are kind of just aging out like Jaffe, like they're trying to get back in. They're like, hey, look at these extremist liberal values. Bring me back in, please. Now, that's just my theory. Maybe he is just a crazy old insensitive man that just is kind of clueless. That's possible. But, who knows? This is just my take on it. A couple of people did like it, but mostly everyone in here is like, what the hell are you doing, man? Pretty insensitive, which I think it is. Just kind of a dumb post. This guy's father looks like he's fresh in the ground. pretty insensitive. And as a strong endorser of liberal values, you think you'd be a little more empathetic. And it does not appear to be the case. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.